Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another ladies' room. Now, you guys will be trickling a little bit later than usual because you're trying to catch up on the latest happenings. But we'll start and then we'll welcome the rest when they come on in. All right. Let me see what I've got here. Okay. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kareem.
How are you today?
I'm not hearing you. You're kind of...
Yeah. Alright, I think I'm there.
Okay, got you now. Yeah, so good morning again, Rita. Good morning, G. Eds. I like that. Good day, roomies. Good morning, Marian, Windy, Rondell, Lakeisha, Benedict, Valina. Valina, you may hear the topic yet, but you're liking it already. Good morning, Queen B. Roseanne, wonderful morning. Linda Pearl, good morning. Yeah, we've been... Yeah, sometimes we have to, switch it up in terms of how much we disseminate. Yesterday was a really intense day, so today is like, I'm not doing this today. We'll come back another day in the week and, probably speak on what was discussed in this morning's press conference. But we need something to laugh and just to get our mind off, what's going on right now. So, that being stated, guys, share the live. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Karen. Share the live and let's get the conversation on the way. So what do you have for us, Kareem?
So the scenario says, how do you feel about a boyfriend who doesn't like his girlfriend going out? If I go out, my boyfriend won't talk to me for a day, maybe two. He says there's no point of going out because I'm not single. He actually doesn't go out himself, and they're in college. He says I can only go out once a month. I'm thinking because he has a son and had to put his life on hold, he thinks I should too. I'm not ready to give up my college memories for a relationship, and he won't go out with me because he doesn't like partying.
We should talk about COVID still, because that's way more serious than this right now. So maybe we should talk about COVID again, because we're in 2021, right? Like in the 21st century, moving on. And what's going on with me there? Yeah. So we're in 2021. And like sometimes you guys forget that
I'm really serious.
I'm not about to cry for nobody.
Hey,
I'm just trying to understand.
Predicaments.
It's not a predicament, because if she felt that strongly about it, there's only one thing to do. The two of you definitely aren't on the same page. So what's the point? And to boot, they're in college, right? So you just started dating, started like literally living life, and here you have a man dictating to you where you should and shouldn't go. You haven't even done anything much to speak about if you're in college. I'm guessing it's young people. So he has a young child, and automatically you're supposed to switch up your life because he's not in a position to do what you have to do. You're basically free like a bird, no sort of commitments. School is your priority, and you occasionally feel like hanging out, and he wouldn't talk to you if you go out. What sort of controlling narcissistic behavior is this? About you don't like when your girlfriend go out, and if you go out you ain't talking to me for a day or two? Well, tell you what, how about I make it permanently you don't talk to me? Because you definitely aren't mature enough to handle a relationship. Because there's no rule that says everywhere your significant other is, you have to be there as well. Like you say, wherever you is, I are. No. There's no rule that says sometimes you just want to hang out with your friends. My friends aren't necessarily your friends. I want to do things, probably have sisters, I have family, cousins, whatever. We want to do our own thing. And I have to restrict my movements because you don't like going out. I mean, I could understand if it's a case where every day of the week I'm out somewhere partying, living it up, and you home. But that is a different situation. And he says there's no point of going out because you're not single. So I'm not single means I can't go out. I can't listen.
You see now, devil's advocate.
And you can go out once a month. Or you could tell a grown person they could go out once a month. Hello, daddy. What you say? What my father said?
Lay down the rules, brother.
I could go out once a month. But watch.
But you see, Aruna, maybe he trying to bring across a point there, but
And the point is,
he ain't bringing across the point in the right way.
where's the point? What is the point?
In these COVIDious times, Aruna, we had 40-something cases right now. Delta variant is rampant. Why you want to be going out so?
Why you insecure as hell?
Stay at home, you in school, study your books.
No, you out of order.
Where you
Karen.
going?
You out of order. You
Come,
out,
let's study together. Let we
I
get a
say
little degree together.
you out of
Thing, you know
order.
what I mean? Where you're going out, you're bringing home the COVID to the child and me and thing and coming and
They're not living together. You
You know
didn't say
that?
they were living together. You didn't indicate going in college. You're both in college. It didn't.
She bringing it when she visiting.
Okay, so
Where you
then let's
going? Stay
practice.
home, study
Let's
your
practice.
books.
Let's practice permanent social distancing. How about that?
Always on the God. What is that in these COVIDious times? What is that? Coffee is 9 o'clock, 3 minutes to 9, you're prancing in, you come out.
Like I said, how about we practice a permanent social distancing? How about that? To me, that sounds like a plan. Then you wouldn't have to stress and be nagging and irritating and annoying me about my whereabouts. They're young. Why would you want to get in a relationship that's trying to censor your movements and trying to basically control your movement? To me, that is control, and that reeks of insecurity.
It's not insecurity. The young man is concerned for the young lady's
No, that is not
well-being.
concern. Listen what is
That's
stated.
concern.
How is that concern? How do you feel about a boyfriend
Because
who
Aruna-
doesn't like when his
You're going out too
doesn't
much, study your
like
work.
when his girlfriend goes out? If I go out, my boyfriend won't talk to me. That is
Yeah,
maturity.
Well, that part,
That is maturity.
That
Because your girl
part-
go out, you ain't talking to her for 1 or 2 days.
boss, leave that for the
And he
women to
says,
do.
listen,
we don't do that.
listen to his reasoning according to what's stated here. And what you're saying, it's two different things. I'm going on what's stated here. He says there's no point, and that no supposed to be in caps. No point of going out because I'm not single. Where you learn that?
Aruna,
Where
he-
did you
he-
learn that I
see.
can't go out because I'm not single? And he actually doesn't go out himself. We're in college. He says I can go out once a month. I'm thinking because he has a son and had to put his life on hold, he thinks I should too. I'm
No,
not
she
ready to
assuming,
give
she
up.
assuming.
I'm not ready to give up my college memories for a relationship. So I think the picture is as clear as daylight. And he won't go out with me because he doesn't like partying. So you already know what you have to do. So I'm not sure where is the question of, because doesn't seem like there's room for compromising in this situation, because you're not ready to give up your college memories for a relationship, and he doesn't want to go out and he doesn't like partying. So we have a problem.
What kind of married life is this in college? That is a big question here, though. What kind of...
That reeks of insecurity and a controlling behavior. And Miss Lady, I don't normally tell people to leave, because I told you, I gave you guys the story of what happened when I told a friend to leave a relationship, and I was cussed out because I don't have man for myself, and I'm giving advice. This one here is one I would encourage as a young person to sit and think about it again, because you're barely out of college. You're barely out of college. And you're with a person who catch feeling when you're out, don't talk to you for a day or two, and then is saying to you, you should only go out once a month. Like what? No,
In your old age, man still can tell you that.
of course not.
why this young lady go?
Are you-
Anyway, teachers only.
Somebody says all she have to do is walk without looking back. I mean, how does that make sense? Sheena says leave insecure men when you see them. The first couple signs of insecurity, bounce.
No. This is insecure boys.
The
Let me
first sign of
categorize it.
insecurity, bounce. Like I said, I could understand if the topic was phrased in a way where he said he was uncomfortable or not happy with the fact that every single night of the week you're all partying and drinking and whatever. But he still has a choice. If that's not your cup of tea, leave that alone, or get somebody who you're more what the word they use in the Bible, equally yoked with, who likes to stay home and have no problem chilling at home with you and your son every day, and thinks that she's in a relationship so she don't need to go out. That's what you probably need to look for, because this person is definitely not suitable for what you're requiring.
He's not yoked.
No, she's in college, she wants to live her life and enjoy herself, and he's at home taking care of his son or whatever the case might be, and she's just not ready for it. So like I said, I don't tell people leave their relationship, but in this instant I will tell you to run, because these are the things that we excuse, and then later on it becomes a case of abuse. These are the things that you look for, the signs that are there, blatantly there, and we ignore. And a lot of women seem to think, oh, he really love me and he really check for me and he this, that, and the other. When a man is trying to control and dictate to you your every move, when you should sleep, when you should wake, when you should eat, what you should wear, what you shouldn't wear, where you should go, where you shouldn't go. Some seem to think that, oh, that's a sign of love, and this person, really care for me and they're really into me and they're all about me. No, it's a sign of worse to come. So when you see those things, those are huge red flags. Because like you said, you guys are still in college and, just starting your dating thingy or whatever. Don't know how long you've been together. But if that's the case, for somebody to be telling you or not talking to you when you go out, like trying to guilt you or whatever the case might be, or saying to you they want you to go out only once a month. No. And we seriously need to have these conversations with our younger sisters and daughters and who have you, to let them know this ain't kosher behavior. This isn't love. This isn't love.
But I wonder if it has something to do with the way she behaves when she go out, though. Next time when she go out, she kind of flirty and kind of, you always had to get some kind of
I don't know.
report.
I don't know. But like
Maybe
she
more-
said, she's not ready to give up her college memories. Of course, you've been in college. You know what it's like. It's like, it's like the part of your life where you chill and you're living and you're having fun with friends and you're hanging out and,
Then you don't
school's
need
already
a man.
stressful. You're stressed by school and whatever you gotta do. So sometimes you just want to free up, and then you have to cope with somebody at home sulking and no talking to you because you go out. Boy, watch. Young miss, I'm not sure what the question is, but I think you were looking for some sort of our thoughts on it, and my thoughts.
I think she know what to do. She just want a confirmation.
Yeah, you probably just want confirmation. But this ain't it. This isn't it. And I'm glad that you're seeing some of those signs and you could identify things that are not, you're not supposed to think it's okay. So, how do we feel about a boyfriend who doesn't like when his girlfriend goes out? We feel that he needs to get it together. Not everybody's a social butterfly. Not everybody likes to go out.
True.
So he needs to find somebody who don't like going out either, who not big on the social scene, who not into partying or whatever the case might be. There are people like that. There are men and women like that. He just need to find the one that he's more compatible with and who wants to sit at home whole day with him, go to school and go home, and they live happily ever after, whatever the story may be. But I think that she needs to distance herself from this relationship because I don't see it as something that will go well if you're starting off like this.
So while one home sulking and the next one going out, who focusing on the GPA?
What you mean? They're doing what they gotta do. There's no law that says you can't party and can't study and do what you gotta do.
I find
You
them in a full blown kind of.
yeah, there's people who are. I mean, I've known of people in
Oh.
college who've been in relationship, and sometimes it worked for them. Sometimes they were even study buddies. You know, they studied together and did assignments and what have you together. It happens, but the issue is this young man catching feelings when his girlfriend goes out and refusing to speak to her for days or maybe 2 or whatever the case might be. And according to him, there's no point of going out because she's not single. Oh, you tell somebody no point because I ain't single, I can't go
Never
nowhere.
hear that yet. That one I never hear yet.
Where he learned that?
I never hear that one yet.
And then she didn't say in reference to what you said, maybe she goes out and behaves in a particular way. Then if that's the case, he needs to have a conversation with her regarding that part of it. But telling her that I don't want you going out anywhere, only once a month you're allowed to go anywhere, or not speaking to me because I go out somewhere. No. Someone says, don't ignore the red flags, young lady. Run, don't walk away. Someone says, I don't think they both are young because I can't comprehend this thinking. Sheena, she doesn't tell her messenger. No, Sheena, no. We will not tell her to message you. We will not. We will not. He doesn't deserve any woman until he fixes his thinking. Even if he picks up a quiet woman that likes home, he can still control her with something else. That's true. That man just controlling and insecure, not deserving of any woman to give him her time. Correct is right. Because if it's not that, it's going to be something else. Maybe the length of time she's on her phone. Maybe how she cooks.
Or she dress.
Maybe how she dressed while going to college to come back home. It'll be something else. If you're a controlling person, you're just a controlling person. And you'll find something to control about that person. Big or small, you're going to find something. So if it's not the going out, it's going to be something else. So Ed says she needs to find someone she's compatible with, someone who just believes in her. I am in a relationship with my wife for 41 years. Wow. It's a long time. How's it going though? It's a long time. Another person says, good morning. They should not be together. They're not on the same page. Waste of time. Move on and look for someone who you are compatible with. Let me check the WhatsApp. Of course, remember guys, you can also call us as well, 440-9595. Someone says, good morning, Aruna Kareem. This guy's not ready as yet, and look at his controlling ego. I would bounce right away. Red signs of abuse showing up early. This person says this guy has some issues. Live your life and forget him. Let him take care of his son and enjoy your life. Look how he went and enjoyed himself and got a son. Yeah. Someone says this conversation needs to be had with young men as well. Of course, because there are men in there are young men in that sort of situation where they are controlled by their girlfriend or what have you. So don't make it seem as though you're a man that then have a woman telling them, hey, you can't go no way. And what time you had to come home and you had to check in. It goes both ways. There's control both ways. There are controlling women, there are controlling men. And the same rule applies. You're not the one who's supposed to be controlled by their partner. You're supported, and at the end of the day, you don't agree with something they do, you have the conversation, and if it's something that you can't compromise on, then you bounce.
But what do you think at a young age, though, Aruna? What do you think leads to someone
Della says he
having...
has one child, not 2. So imagine you want to go out and your man telling you no. Well, yes, we. What you were saying?
But what do you think leads to someone having that kind of controlling personality though?
I don't know, you know.
Is it upbringing? Is it
It could be a number of factors. I saw Miss Coffee on the live commenting a while ago. I know she's a therapist or not sure of her portfolio, but maybe that's a question she can help us to answer.
because some people is like that that's just them. No matter what, they just can't change. They have to control situations.
Yeah, always have to be in control of
always have-
everything, every situation. They have to be in control of it. I don't know. Maybe that's just how they are wired. Maybe how they were brought up. Maybe a different number of different things can influence somebody. You know. Normally Google is our best friend. Let me hear what Google says. What makes someone controlling? I don't know. But
And on the other hand, some people they like very submissive. Like no matter what you do, what they say, they'll stick around. You know, stay with you,
I
just
think
go
it's a
through everything
mind
with
thing.
you.
It's a mind thing.
And then on the other hand, you know,
Mm, someone says, okay, Google says what causes a person to be controlling. The most common are anxiety disorders and personality disorders. People with anxiety disorders feel a need to control everything around them in order to feel at peace. They may not trust anyone else to handle things the way they will. And they're saying some signs of a controlling personality: blaming you, constant criticism, isolation, keeping score, creating drama, intimidation, moodiness, ignoring boundaries. Yeah, so you have a controlling personality disorder right there. So Google is our best friend. We're not licensed therapists or physicians or doctors or scientists or whatever, counselors, psychologists, but Google oftentimes come to the rescue. There's somebody also asked, is controlling a person insecurity? And it says involvement with a very controlling person is a sure sign of a potentially toxic relationship. For the controlling person, the offender is insecure and must have control. They do not feel strong enough as a person, and they have an excessive need to always be in charge. So it says lots of factors contribute. It's also the values parents instill in them and the environment they grow up in. Because the thing about it is, I think everybody has a bit of a controlling nature in them, but it's knowing when to turn it on and off on the situation that requires control or not. Because you mentioned a while ago about, there are people who submit regardless of the situation. But to me, speaking on myself, you submit based on the situation. It's not something you do all the time. You also like control, but you have to know when to fall back and not think you can be in control all the time.
right?
Yeah, especially in a relationship. Some things you defer to your partner. Not everything you need to, make an issue of and, like you're right about it or you have to control the situation. Sometimes you just fall back and let the person deal with it or handle whatever the scene may be. So we all have a bit of control. Everybody likes things to go their way, but it's knowing when to fall back. To me, that's important, and not thinking, okay, it's sort of wrong and strong sort of vibe. Yeah, so that might be one of the reasons, but to me, that those are huge red flags. Regardless of what it is, those are huge red flags. And you're asking, what are our thoughts? What would we do in a situation like this? I would safely say, reevaluate it. Have the conversation with him maybe before you bounce. Have the conversation with him about the things that he's doing. If you have not done so yet, maybe if you've done it numerous times and you felt like there's no getting around it, he's just adamant about being a particular way, then you'll have to make the decision to bounce or not. But if you haven't yet, maybe you should have that conversation with him and let him know that these are some of the things you're not happy with. The fact that The one distancing himself, not talking to you for a day, maybe two, if you go out, on the fact that he's insecure about when you go out, or find out why he's insecure about it, what he doesn't understand, what he'd like to understand. Ask questions, and take it from there. And take it from there, because you already said you're not ready to give up your college memories for a relationship. So to me, that right there sort of, answers the question of how do we feel. It's not about how we feel, it's about how you feel at this point in time. You're not ready to give up your college memories for a relationship. So that means it's not serious for you. It's not that serious for you. You have no problem, bouncing, and because this person isn't serving a purpose really. So you will have to decide what you want to do from here on out. But I if I were in that situation, then it definitely wouldn't be something I have to wonder or think about what to do, because it's clear. You don't want to, every time you go out, there's a problem. Every time you indicate that you're gonna go out, it's a problem. It's like constant. Before you even pull out your shoes, or you put something on the bed to pull on, where you're going, when you come back.
Silence. Drink some wine.
All day,
you feel like
you
a
talk to
good,
me.
want a little something.
Next day, you ain't talking to me again. Nah. That ain't making sense. And Valina is making a very good point. She says, and his son is watching his behavior and could continue this cycle. That's a very good point. Can't leave out the son in the mix. This person says, my first guy was a controlling person and realized it early enough to leave. Funny enough, the woman he got married to, he even controls how she dresses. I dodged the bullet. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we think we're missing out on something, but we actually dodging some serious bullets, right? I think that's about it there. Let me see if I have a couple more comments before we go. Let me just check the WhatsApp.
And you don't want to stay in the situation though, and then later down the road is that, well, I gave up this for you and I gave up that for you, and now look what happening and thing. You don't want that. You don't want that.
Those are major red flags. Let it go. Anywho,
Let's say just bunks one time.
Bunks. No point in wasting your time, man.
It's COVID's time. They have a lot of stress.
Exactly.
You want one more?
You're on this convenience time. Anyways, guys, before we go again, remember, we had 44 new cases. 44. And just want to remind folks again about the importance of wearing your mask and sanitizing and maintaining social distancing and keeping away from crowds at this point, because we don't know if the person next to us is the person next to you may have the virus and may be asymptomatic. You don't know. They may not be showing any signs. So you have to be careful. Like I said, this period calls for all of us being responsible and taking personal responsibility for our well-being and our health, and just want to really emphasize the importance again of protecting yourself, sanitizing, wearing the mask, and of course the social distancing. I'm not even doing the vaccine thingy. You all have to decide what you're going to do where that is concerned. We now have 2 on the table, and they've started vaccination with the Pfizer, and yesterday, of course, the FDA approved it. So you have to decide. We'll just give you the information regarding where you can get the vaccination done, and you decide whether you want to go or not. I'm not getting drawn into this battle of take it, don't take it. No, y'all ain't dragging me there at all. Do what you wish. Just gonna arm you with the information, and if you're still not satisfied, then you need to do some more research. Do some more research. Get some sources that are credible and weigh the pros and cons, what works for you, what wouldn't work for you. Don't feel pressured into it. If you're totally against it, don't feel pressured. At the end of the day, you have to do what's best. At the end of our program yesterday, someone made mention of telling people not to get vaccinated, but you don't know their state of their health. And my answer to that person was, well, if you're unsure of your health status, then you need to have a conversation with a doctor, a physician, what have you. Make an appointment, go get a checkup, because what we've been realizing from this onset of COVID, that is a lot of people who thought they were healthy because they didn't have any physical signs or pain or any symptoms that indicated, hey, something might be wrong, only to realize after getting COVID that and dying from they have underlying issues. They had underlying issues which they were totally unaware of. So if you are one of those who's totally unaware of the situation, or you're not clear, maybe you can speak to your doctor if you have that sort of relationship and get their take maybe on it regarding, the vaccine, and you get a complete checkup so you'll know where you stand before you take it. So there's a lot of different things one can do before making that decision. So do what you think's best for you. Do what you think's best for you and your family. Alrighty. So let's all continue to keep safe wherever you are, whatever part of the world, because there's COVID everywhere. Let's continue to encourage each other to be careful and to be safe. Alrighty. So we'll catch you again tomorrow, same time, same place, for another show. All compliments our friends at Beacon Insurance, Western Union, and of course Bryden and Miners, distributors of Halibarange. All right, and of course eating healthy, boosting your immune system. We gotta always factor that in. Yeah, taking care of your health. Alrighty, see you guys tomorrow, God's will. You're gone, Kareem?
I think you covered it. Nothing more to say.
Alrighty, later, guys.